guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a different kind of video and a different kind of review. Obviously, as you can tell by the thumbnail and title, today we're going to talk about two palettes that aren't horrendously new to the beauty market, but they are two palettes and a brand that has sort of sparked a lot of internal controversy about the palettes themselves, about the brand's ethics and all the logistics behind their launches and their marketing team, and a brand that also kind of skirts on the whole cruelty-free thing, which is kind of why I wanted to talk about them today. And obviously we are addressing Miss Huda who knows Beauty. Now, she came onto the market with her lashes and then went on into her liquid lipsticks, and then I believe in the holiday era of 2016 came out with her original rose gold textured eyeshadow palette volume 1. Obviously indicating that there would be more from her coming along. The palette was greeted with, I would say, mixed views, but I think the majority of people really liked it. They thought it was a beautiful palette that they really enjoyed. It sort of created a cult following behind this palette. And then she informed us that this palette was going to be discontinued. People freaked out, people bought the palette, which was kind of pricey, sitting at $65 from a brand who we hadn't had any palettes from before. Flash forward a little bit, probably about a year and a half, she decided to launch the Rose Gold palette Remastered, which sort of created this, why did it need to be remastered if so many people liked it to begin with? It also caused some problem with some people who had rushed out and purchased the palette when she announced that it was going to be discontinued and you couldn't get it anymore. Now, just to touch briefly on the cruelty-free status. Now, I have talked to several other cruelty-free YouTubers and makeup lovers, and what it is with Huda Beauty is that her makeup products are cruelty-free, so these palettes aren't tested on animals, but the brand also sells mink lashes. Not faux mink lashes, real mink lashes. So it's like, can you actually be a cruelty-free brand while selling mink lashes? And I have heard both sides of the spectrum from people saying, no, not gonna buy from her because of that. Honestly, I feel that most people are more not buying from her. I have some subscribers, people who watch my videos, who are like, I'm never going to touch her brand with a 10-foot pole, which I 110% totally respect. I honestly think that a lot of her shenanigans, a lot of her PR handling, her as a person, and how she deals with being called out and controversy with her brand to be more of a reason behind me not purchasing from her than the cruelty-free mink lashes thing, because I also purchase from brands such as Too Faced, Urban Decay, Becca, who are owned by non-cruelty-free parent companies. And that is sort of a gray area that is very personal to each person that I do need to sit down and sort out. But for now, we are going to discuss these palettes, and I'm going to let you know from a very objective point of view whether they are worth you putting your, oh, mink lashes 100% cruelty free, or your, oh, thoughts about her sort of on the back burner. Good makeup. And as the lovely Nadie from The Pop Look says, please, if you have any negative comments, leave it away. This is not about the brand or the people behind it. It is about the product. So we are going from this from a purely artistic point of view. And obviously I'm going to try to get through this as fast as I can because we got 2 palettes with friggin' 18 shades in them. I'm going to try to do my best to swatch them and we will talk about them, and let's just dip right in. Hey, what's up? Y'all kind of close. We're going to start off with the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. I will say, pulling these, I had never seen these in person. Pulling these out of their boxes was a moment for me. You guys know I love highlighter, I love shine. Packaging is very important to me, and this packaging is absolutely beautiful and horrendously aesthetically appealing. You are getting 18 shades, and they are selling for the hideously higher price of $65. The Desert Dusk one, excuse me while I sit up on my pillows, is looking like this. You are getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mattes and then 10 shimmers. What it says is you are getting 8 buttery mattes, 6 pressed pearls, 3 duochrome toppers, and 1 daring glitter. So you are getting a myriad of finishes, hence the textured eyeshadow thing statement. This palette is what I am wearing on my peepers today. I started off with the amber shade here, then I went into amethyst, got a little bit of saffron going on, and some angelic and a little bit of OUD. But without further ado, let's just get into swatching. We have Desert Sand, Musk, Eden, and then that shade that I used, Amber. Gonna have them right here. And I know, I'm pretty sure all y'all have seen swatches of this. I mean, these palettes have been out and about, but I wanted to give my own 2 cents. Next up is Blood Moon, OUD, Celestial, which I feel is going into that like topper category, and then Nefertiti right here. Going there. I will say the shimmers in this, especially that shade right there, is absolutely beautiful and very easy to work with. Then dipping into these purples, we have Twilight right here, Amethyst, which is probably one of my favorite shades in the palette, and isn't picking up too well, but I did use it on my eyes. Royal, and then Retrograde, which I thought was the glitter, but I'm pretty sure the glitter is this Cosmo one. So here we have in the purple family, and I will say right now that swatches does not do this purple shade justice. It is swatching like total crap right now, but it is a beautiful pigmented shade that blends really nicely, so yeah, that is not a good example. Then over here we have Cashmere, Angelic, which is what I have on my inner area today, Cosmo, which is the glitter, which is definitely the shade that gives me the most trouble because it just, oh gosh, it is a glitter. And then Turkish Delight, I'm not holding that up very well for you guys, have here, and then here, and then, oh, what's theirs? Oh gosh, oh, yeah, it's a glitter, it's, oh gosh, and then that one. I will say right off the bat, I am not a fan of the glitter in the palette. I wish you could have just made that shade a matte or just one of those pressed shimmers instead of this chunky glitter that's going to get everywhere that's really annoying to use. Then, last but not least, we have Saffron and Blazing right here, and I'm going to do them up top here so you all can actually see them. So here we have the shades sort of going on right there. Just a myriad of colors from red and orangey to purpley, kind of pinky. And I will tell you guys, right off the bat, I kind of went into this wanting to be able to hate and have a viable reason to totally bash this palette as well as the brand, because I haven't had the best opinion of the brand owner as a human being, but I thought this palette was an absolute joy to work with. I love the mattes. The only shade that I absolutely hate is this Cosmo shade, which is this glitter, because I would rather just have a glitter in like a little tube format from NYX, from Wet n Wild, from a myriad of other brands, rather than having this really chunky, annoying to use, gets everywhere color taking up space in this palette where it could have been another matte or another shimmer in that beautiful like red to gold tone. I was 100% pleasantly surprised by this. Like I said, I thought the mattes blended beautifully. I love the color spectrum. This speaks fall to me with all those rich berry and jewel tones. I just thought this was absolutely amazing and honestly exceeded my expectations. So this one, I would definitely 100% put a minus for that glittery shade. But if you have been thinking but haven't been sure, I do think it is a really good palette, color theory wise and quality wise. Alright, now let's get into the good old Rose Gold Remastered. This palette does have the controversial, see if you guys can see, the controversial like indents, dips in these shimmers, which have been completely reformulated. And they, like I said, I was reading reviews and I was really tempted and I was like, oh my stars, it's getting all them nasty reviews. But let's watch it and then talk about it. So I'm going to start over here. We have this shade Dubai. Now, I don't feel the pans. I have touched this before already. I don't feel the pans like indenting anymore like a lot of the horror stories. This shade is Fling. Then we have Trust Fund right here. Then Rose Gold. They feel very like wet, almost gelée type formula going on right here. I wish in the Desert Dusk palette they had taken that glitter shade and like made it like this formula instead of just having a glitter. But that is just me. Then we have Pink Diamond right here, which did not have that dip. Then we have 24 Karat, which had like a little bit of a dip, but not too much. We have Risque right here. Doll Face right here. We're gonna swatch these bad boys for you right here. Now we have Demure. Then we have Hashtag Blessed, which I honestly think is like the stupidest name for a shadow. Then we have Moon Dust and Bubbly right here. Going on. I will say, the shimmer formula is probably one of the things that actually drew me to this, because one of the main reasons I didn't get the first one on the first time around is I did not want to have to deal with a shimmer that would not pick up on a brush. Then we have Black Truffle, Suede, Cocoa, and Man Eater. I think I need to do a little bit of that black suede, whatever. Blacks are always so hard to deal with. And then, ooh, there's just glitter everywhere. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Going on there. Then last but not least, Henna and Sandalwood right here, which, where can I can do it right there for you guys. Woo! There we have all them colors. I do feel like this palette on a whole swatches way better than the Desert Dusk palette. I do absolutely love the color theory here, and there is a lot of somewhat similarities overlapping. Sort of the theme here is like a lot of shimmers with a certain tone of neutrals, and then you have, for example, with this one, you have three really standout red, pink, rose gold. And then in this one, you kind of have this like 4 going on here of these purples that kind of make the palette very eye-catching. And that is horrendously clever. But just like the Desert Dusk palette, I thought that this palette was a dream to work with. I absolutely loved the mattes. You guys know that I feel that the backbone of a palette can be estimated by the quality, the amount, and the color array of their mattes. This is absolutely beautiful. You get an exact amount of mattes to shimmers, which I very much appreciate. It is very cohesive. The one problem I would have with this, which is sort of the problem everyone had when it was redone, are these pans that have these not so cute little indents in them, which implies that either the filling technique was inferior or simply that the shadows are not filled to their full capacity, which when you are paying for a $65 palette, I would expect a full shadow. But speaking from a straight quality point of view, I cannot dispute this. The shimmers are beautiful. They go on nice with a brush. If you do want to create more intensity, you can wet it, but you don't necessarily need that. They perform very well on their own. With both palettes in the shimmer and the matte department, there is not a lot of fallout, which is really good. The shadows are pigmented. They blend beautifully. And honestly, I will admit, I am a little bit frustrated that I could not find more to dislike about these palettes. I really went in wanting to be like, well, Huda's just a crap brand and she's a crap person and she's gonna put out subpar products and I'm just gonna turn a new one. And I really couldn't. I love the color spectrum. I love the packaging. It feels very nice and heavy. I would honestly say that with the quality that I have experienced with dealing with these palettes, all except the stupid glitter shade right here, that these are honestly worth the $65 that they are touting on them. They are really, really good. Now that being said, that is coming from a formula and artistic color theory point of view. I completely understand and support people who do not wish to give their money to Miss Huda Beauty. 1, because she's definitely already drowning in dough. 2, because she has shown us a certain type of behavior that isn't necessarily conducive to creating a good face for your brand. Now, this was just a review, obviously, of the items I am going to be doing in the future. I'm doing video, I'm doing research, compiling, and everything like that, talking about problematic brands and problematic owners of brands. We'll be discussing Kat Von D, Jeffree Star, Huda Beauty, Manny MUA, Laura Lee even, and some other brands that tend to have shady behaviors that they aren't apologetic for. And I'll be discussing whether or not we can separate ourselves from that, whether we should, and if it's okay for us to be able to say, well, I just want to appreciate the makeup, because ultimately just appreciating the makeup is in a certain way condoning their behavior and still putting money in their pocket. So I will be doing a full big video on that. Definitely comment down below brands that you think are controversial that I should include in this. I probably won't be including Lime Crime because that's kind of old news. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But as for now, I have to give these palettes a hard A, A+, A-, because on the quality spectrum, color, and everything like that, they're really good. I apologize for that video being a freakishly long one. On these review videos that I've been doing recently, I find that they just have been longer, but I get a lot less views on them, but I still feel really good about making them because I want to be thorough and complete and be giving you guys the most and the best opinions that I can on these things so I do not lead you astray, as it were. As always, these are my opinions. We were only talking about the products. If you are currently not supporting Huda Beauty at all, that is fine. We don't have to get nasty down in the comments. I will probably never ever purchase anything else from her simply because she is so problematic, but we will save that for another video. For now, we were just talking about the palettes on a whole, formula, and everything else wise. Definitely let me know what your opinions are down below. Keep it civil. I know these topics can get a little bit heated when our opinions clash, but thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and as always, keep it real. Mwah!